So it took me a while, but I finally sat down and watched Dune Part 2. I didn't really care for Part 1. It was just so boring to me. I felt like I spent the entire movie waiting for it to start.
Nothing is happening.
I wondered if Part 2 was going to be better. And my conclusion, it was marginally better. I mean, story-wise, it was pretty competent. I was able to follow the theme. There was good cause and effect and good character development. It was just so boring. At least with Part 2, I felt like the plot moved a little faster. I hate how it ended because that just means there's going to be more movies before the story is concluded. And I heard from people who actually liked Dune Parts 1 and 2 that the next book was going to be boring. Like, how much more boring can you get? Maybe because it was set in the vast expanse of the unending desert. There was little change in the environment, and most of the movie was just showing Timothy adjusting to this new environment. I felt myself waiting for the inevitable. When Timothy finally accepted that he was the one from prophecy and just made all of his nightmares come true. But here's my opinion on this so-called prophecy. It was spread by the Bene Gesserits to control people all over the empire. They are the ones who invented the prophecy and ultimately the ones who would fulfill it.
These are our own religious patterns, aren't they? This is our doing.
So I don't believe the prophecy is real. They made it all up. And the only reason why Timothy fulfilled the prophecy was because his mother was one of them and basically trained him to fulfill it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in the movie, it looks like she didn't believe he was the one either. Yes, she was the one who positioned him to take the role by spreading the news of his coming to all the people in the South. She made it her purpose to make everyone believe in him. But then she says all of this needed to happen in order for the one from the prophecy to be born in the South. So if she really believed that her son was the one, why did she say this? And don't forget that the original prophecy from the Bene Gesserits was that the one would be a woman. That's one of the reasons why they rejected Timothy as the one from the prophecy. And his mother is currently pregnant with a girl who speaks to her on the regular. So I wonder, does she really believe in this prophecy? Or like the other Bene Gesserits, she's using it to gain power? Everything she has done in life has been for this end. I think she would go to any lengths to make it come to pass. But here's my opinion on the Bene Gesserits in general. Just thinking of them puts me in mind of the Robert Altman movie, Dr. T and the Woman. It's a very misogynistic film about this doctor, played by Richard Gere, whose life is surrounded by trifling women. His daughters, his patients, the woman he sleeps with, and I think his wife too. Oh yeah, he's married, but he's a really good guy. See, his wife has a mental breakdown and is committed. I forget the name of the condition she has, but it's somewhat related to hysteria.
It's called the Hestia complex. Hestia was a Greek goddess. She was the goddess of the home and the hearth. She kept the fires burning. She was the guardian of family life, but in an interesting contradiction, she came to despise love.
So Dr. T's wife has some made-up female condition that I think was caused by Dr. T being too good to her. Because remember, Dr. T was a very good man. And the women around him didn't appreciate him.
I can take care of you. Totally. You'll never have to worry about anything else ever again. Never.
Why would I want that?
There is actually a scene in the movie where Dr. T is surrounded by women talking, and the noise sounds just like birds or chickens clucking. It's fucking dehumanizing. The movie ends with Dr. T running away to Mexico, and he somehow finds himself in a house filled with women, and he helps one of them give birth. And he rejoices in the fact that it was a boy.
It's a boy!
I really hate that movie. But the Bene Gesserits make me think of this movie because they're presented as this ominous, nefarious presence in Dune. They are everywhere and have connections to everyone. Their purpose is to have ultimate power.
He can be controlled. He's sexually vulnerable.
And?
The bloodline is secured.
And only women are allowed. Now, I don't have anything against a bunch of powerful women, but it's the way they are presented, as if they are the true villains of the story. They are the oppressors. They are the ones pulling the strings. The men in power are just their victims. The men don't even realize what a true threat they are. Just like Dr. T. He lived his life being good to women to his own detriment. I mean, Timothy's own nightmare was that he would follow his mother into the utter destruction of the planet. It would all be his fault because he followed her. Now, in this movie, he has a Doctor Strange moment where he sees multiple futures and only one that doesn't lead to destruction. So he decides to take a chance. But how many movies will there be? Oh, and let's not forget, we did not hear the reason that this long-ass boring movie was called Dune until 40 minutes before the end of the 3-hour second part of the film. The planet was once called Dune. Whoop-de-doo. But it was another callback to colonization and oppression, because the oppressors had the nerve to not only change the name of the planet, but call the natives rats, while stealing their resources. So yeah, there were a lot of interesting ideas and ideologies in this movie. It was just so slow moving to me. So, did you enjoy Dune? Are you excited for the next installment? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if there's something you would like to see me talk about, like, do you want to know what I thought of Furiosa? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know the next time I upload or go live.